The game is Chad Watson for KG. He had 11 points, including 3 of 4 from the floor. So he's their high man. Next top scorer was Joey Stewart with 4, followed by Rhett Kreitz and Jake Stewart with 2. So that's a total of 19. For Medicine Lake, their high man was Derek Lund, their big 6'4 senior. He had 9. Jed Waller with 6. He had 2 threes off the bench. And Josh Jensen with just 4. And we're underway with the second half. We really got ourselves a nice little semifinal basketball game here tonight.
Well, Medicine Lake wants to slow it, to keep the pace, a controlled pace. KG wants to pick it up, and I think the way player control foul, the charge.
It was Hugo Anderson, and boy, the ball went in, but defensive player had position, so that's Anderson's first foul.
Quickly, I'll give you scores from this afternoon in the Class B. Loser out. Malta 72, Missoula Loyola 54. They're gone. Conrad 75, St. Ignatius 56. The West is out of the state Class B tournament in Billings.
Jared Miller with a 3, it won't go. Rebounded by Johansson.
And in the state AA at Bozeman, where we were last evening, Great Falls Bison came back to beat Missoula Sentinel 87-60, and Kalispell fell to Billings Senior 75-70.
Derek Lund gets another 2, and that puts the Hawkers up by 5, being 24-19. First half, both teams shooting right around 40%. KG at 41. There's a shot. It's not going to go, but we've got a foul as Jake Stewart drives to the hole. KG shot 41% from the floor, and Medicine Lake 44%.
Here comes Jake Stewart on his way to the University of Montana in the basket.
He's a good-looking ball player, but he's only got 2 points in the first half. And I'm sure at halftime, head coach Charlie Robinson said, "Jake, we got to get you involved here. Get him some better looks at the basket."
Josh Jensen has been playing a lot of defense against Jake Stewart in the first half, and it's been an effective thing. Although Watson has been doing a good job for KG as well.
Derek Lund with another one of those 3-pointers. Couldn't find the mark. Here's Stewart. And that shot just triples out. And here comes Hugo Anderson and the Hawkers.
Nice, great recovery by Watson. He had fallen down at the Cougar end of the court. He was the last player up the court, and he ran hard to pick off that pass.
Gotta like the way Watson plays. He plays with so much heart. There's a long 3 by Jake Stewart, air ball, and we got a fast break. That's Brock Osman with getting in there for the 2, and this will link up now, 26-21. Medicine Lake played some tough defense tonight, and again, Stewart, and they're going to call a foul on Medicine Lake. So you get the feeling that we had talked about Jake Stewart getting involved. He's come out of the locker room and just been taking the ball to the basket.
Take another look here. We're going to see the foul as Stewart comes around. Lund stands in, but it's a foul on him. His second foul, and Stewart gets the first of 2.
Jake Stewart averaged 17 points a game during the regular season, 10 rebounds per game. At U of M, he'll be moved to guard. 6'3 senior. And he hits them both, so the lead cut down to 26-23. Medicine Lake by 3.
The Medicine Lake has been in front in this ball game since Waller hit the second of his 3-point shots and broke the 15-all tie.
We've had some real tough defense out there tonight. You see players like Stewart and Jensen have really been held in check by just some very tenacious defense by both teams.
Wide open shot.
Johansson's shot doesn't go. Agason gets the rebound.
6-foot senior pulled that board down.
It's Jake Stewart. No, they're going to call another charge. Jake Stewart's shot went down. Charlie.
going to take a look at this because does he get both feet? I don't know that he had both feet together or stopped when that call was made. But on the earlier play, when there was a charge, when there was well, now we got a problem with the contact as Watson is trying to get it back in his eye. Go gently there. I think it's okay.
You looked over at KG head coach Charlie Robinson. He was absolutely livid there with that call because he felt that the basket should count.
And there are some people who would question whether or not that was a makeup call for the earlier charge block when it was called on the defender. Lund appeared to have pretty good position.
Yeah, you may be right. Shot doesn't go, but Medicine Lake keeps the ball. That's Waller with it.
Two very similar plays and two different calls. Good work by our camera crew. We're working tonight with the production unit out of KPAX in Missoula, as well as some help from right here in the Electric City.
That's Lund. Derek Lund has been very tough. He's in double figures now with 11. And that puts Medicine Lake up 28-23.
Lund has been an effective player. He's effective inside when they take the ball into him. He knows what to do with it.
He's got a nice inside-out game. He can go outside, which makes it tougher to defend him. Shot, it's not going to go. That was Rhett Kreitz, and Medicine Lake pushing the ball up court. And it's almost stolen by Joey Stewart.
The foul call on number 14, Hugo Anderson.
Nice
not to be confused with the late Governor Hugo Aronson.
Oh, no, we don't want to confuse him. This Hugo's a little younger.
Yes.
16 years old. 28-23. Hawkers up. That's Watson in the paint. And Lund with a nice rebound in traffic. KG's been down a good part of this ball game, and I don't think they're used to that.
Since midway in the second quarter, and it's too early to panic. But there is some concern, and I think we're going to see a foul on the rebound underneath Jed Waller.
Jed Waller trying to get the rebound there and ended up muscling Rhett Kreitz. That's his first foul. No one in foul trouble. Derek Lund has 2 on Medicine Lake. Jake Stewart has 2 for Kremlin Guilford. That's Jake Stewart. That won't go. Johansson.
Good rebound by Johansson. He had position and he went high. Pass off the dribble. Blocked by Jake Stewart as Derek Lund went up.
Boy, that was an interesting play. Jensen made a nice pass, but Lund looked like he was almost too far into the basket.
Derek Lund is really pretty frustrated by what's going on down here at this offensive end because he thinks that he's got an open shot, goes to put it up. There is Jake Stewart, nice block, and Lund winds up with nothing except his third personal foul.
See, that looked... all right.
We're going... And the kids love this stuff.
See, that's why they walk around with all those different colored tongues, right?
That's right. Or spill on their shirts or sweaters.
2:48 left here in the third quarter. Medicine Lake up by 5. That's Joey Stewart out top. Jake. Nice look inside to Watson. Watson getting a nice roll there.
We were talking earlier, Al, that KG has not been used to being behind like this, and it's a little bit too early to panic. But at some point, you do start to get concerned about, we can't get back on top, we can't get this thing under control. It helps when, for KG it helps when Lund misses the bucket. It would have been a big play for Medicine Lake. And now Stewart is taking the ball hard to the basket. Third time this quarter and it's a foul on the defender. I think the fourth foul on Lund.
I believe so, Dean. You can see the Cougars, their game plan here in the second half was to get Jake Stewart on track. And on the replay there, you saw him go to the hole, and he's a very good free throw shooter. And you get the feeling if KG's going to win this game, it's going to be in Jake Stewart's hands tonight.
That's a huge call that hurts Medicine Lake because Lund has been effective inside and outside. He has 11 points. He's been tough on the boards, and the coaching staff, somebody on the bench is saying that's 2 charges that he's taken now, and he's been called for blocks on two of those plays. And the one that went the other way was somebody else who benefited from it.
Well, not only do they get the 2 points, but Derek Lund's on the bench. His younger brother Pat replaces him, number 34. Stewart's 2 free throws cut it to a 28-27 lead for Medicine Lake. Hugo Anderson. And Joey Stewart gets the rebound. Nice look by Jake Stewart underneath to Jared Miller.
But once again, he drove hard across the lane, and it's turnabout fair play down at the other end. But Stewart came hard across the lane before he laid the ball off underneath for the assist.
And he draws a lot of attention, and that usually creates a lot of openings.
And we come back the other way, and Hugo Anderson forces a blocking call against Jake Stewart, because we're just seeing people take the ball determined to take it to the basket.
Jensen's shot doesn't go. Watson with the rebound to Stewart, and I think we're going to have a foul on that one.
It gives a new meaning to double team. He got it from the front, he got it from the back. Watch this play. Medicine Lake is saying, Jake Stewart, you're not getting a shot. 14 does a real job of hammering the ball down. Hugo Anderson.
Yeah, Dean, you know, it's the old saying, if he's going to the hole, make him shoot it from the free throw line, and that's exactly what Anderson did.
Well, they did it from the front and from behind on that play. There was no way that ball was going to get up the basket.
First miss for Stewart tonight. He was 6 for 6, and in that last 2 free throws by Stewart put KG up by 1. First time they've had the lead back since the early moments of this game. So he's got 9 points tonight, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. KG up 30-28. Medicine Lake's been in a little bit of a scoring drought here the last few minutes. And a nice save by Colin Brinkman. And they're going to call a suicide possession.
The Honker coaching staff didn't like that call, and referee Brian Larson said he had all ball.
Let's take a look on the replay here.
What we saw was the hurry to get rid of the ball and see if he could draw a shooting foul. It was right out straight in front of the Medicine Lake bench, and Brian Larson, official from Missoula, said all ball. Also working the ball game tonight is Steve Maxwell.
KG holding for the final shot here of the third quarter, 37 seconds to go. They're up by 2, 30-28. And they'll just take the air out of the basketball.
Well, everybody is content just to let things stay as they are.
Yeah, we're either going to have a lead by
sophomore Joey Stewart is standing there looking up at the clock. When it gets down to about 10, the play will develop.
See, there are no low scoreboards here. The only one is the one above, which is kind of hard to see for the players. And the ball is turned over, stolen by Oshheim. And the last shot of the quarter won't go. So after 3, Trevor Guilford 30, Medicine Lake 28. We'll be right back right after this.
Mike Proctor is a student at Buckley University, and he's about to
basket drawing the fouls. The last time that KG had been ahead was very early in the second quarter. They were up 13-12, and then Derek Lund hit a three-pointer. KG came back to tie it at 15, and since then, Medicine Lake has had control until right at the end of the third quarter when Jake Stewart's drives paid off with some free throws.
Medicine Lake really working the offense. That's Josh Jensen. Jensen, their top scorer, averaging 23 a game, and he's only got 4 points tonight. He's played a good game on the floor, but he's really been held in check by KG's defense.
Well, they're shooting about 36-37%. At the free throw line, KG is 11 for 12, and Medicine Lake is only 3 of 4.
Pretty even on their shooting percentages. The difference in that last quarter really were the free throws.
Pretty close on the rebound, 17 for the Honkers, 18 for the Cougars. They haven't turned the ball over much. Kremlin Guilford has turned it over 8 times, Medicine Lake 6 times. It's a pretty well-played ball game that we're enjoying here tonight.
You got to wonder how long is Mike White going to sit on Derek Lund on the bench. He's got 4 fouls. There's a jumper by Ostheim, in and out, and we're going to have a foul underneath on Medicine Lake.
Coleman Brinkman, I think, is going to be called. The 6'6" junior going hard for the rebound, but he's called for going over the back. Interesting the size that. How many people are there at Medicine Lake? 80 students there. We're going to get another look at it, but they have kids who are 6'6", 6'4", a couple of 6'3s. That's a lot of size. Here comes Brinkman over the back, and Watson's hard work on the board pays off.
You'd have to think that Derek Lund's going to come back into this game pretty quick. Medicine Lake's a different team when he's been in there tonight. Watson hits 1 out of 2, and KG now leading 31-28. Nice look underneath the Brinkman, and Josh Jensen with the assist.
Well, the substitution at center, he's playing pretty well.
Yeah,
Johnny in his first minute and a half in this fourth quarter.
Pass underneath to Miller. And Jared Miller gets 2 right back for KG. They're up 33-30. There's Brinkman again. Colin Brinkman. You just mentioned his name and he liked it. He did it twice.
Well, he's a pretty good looking. To bring this fellow off the bench, he looks pretty good when he came in. And I have to say, number 35 for KG, who scored the basket, Miller, that was his great uncle, who was the most valuable player that we talked with on the side.
And there's 2 more for KG by Watson, 35-32. Boy, the pace is picking up here. We got 5:45 left in the ball game.
If it's up-tempo pace, that's what KG wants.
Jensen won't go. Almost tipped in by Johansson.
Derek Lund has 13 points. That's when he went out, it was 28-25 with Medicine Lake on top, and he had scored 13 of the 28, almost half their points.
Yeah, he was definitely their best offensive player tonight. Jake Stewart's shot won't go. Here's Ostheim. Johansson, air ball, and Watson gets another rebound.
And now the Cougar fans get the opportunity to return the chant, and they do.
I have a feeling we're going to hear that one again before the night's over. Watson to the basket. Finger will be thrown. Watson, if you're a coach team, you've got to love that. Timeout, Medicine Lake.
We'll see if it's a full timeout. So with the score, Kremlin Guilford 37-32 over Medicine Lake. We'll take this timeout and we'll be back.
We've got 4 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the ball game, and Chad Watts has been a force tonight, Dean. He's got 18 points, and he's picking it up
over his average. 15 a game. That's 50 points in 7 quarters.
I know, and that's he's definitely earning his meal money.
I don't know if high school players can earn money.
Yeah, I don't think they do. He's earned another Big Mac, though, from Mom and Dad. To the hole, we have a foul. As Big Colin Brinkman still in the game, and let's take another look. See Brinkman taking it hard in the hole. Foul on Jared Miller, his second. I'm surprised Derek Lund hasn't come back in the game yet.
Well, I think one thing that helps that is that Brinkman has been fairly. Oh, nice!
Josh Jensen.
Josh Jensen took it out in his right hand. I don't know if we got a replay of that one or not. He took it out in his right hand, and it was just a one-arm curl it back and put it in the hole.
That was a big bucket. Cuts the lead to 3. A little Michael Jordan-esque type of move. 37-34.
And Derek Lund is ready to come back in the ballgame along with Jed Waller, who's hit a couple of threes.
Jensen now with just 6 points. He's way below his average. KG has done a good job of playing D on him tonight. That's Oshline.
Rael, if you were back at your station.
And we're going to have a foul.
If you were back at your station, which Jensen shot that made the highlight roll?
Oh, definitely. That's the one you throw color bars.
Watch this.
That's a foul there.
It's a different play. Brock Oshine puts up kind of the running hook shot, draws the foul. I thought maybe we were going to see a basket interference call with that one because we were supposed to be trapping the ball against the backboard, and we had 2 of those last night in the game between Billings Senior and Missoula Hellgate. Derek Lund is back in the ballgame. You wondered when he was coming back. 3:18 to the end of this thing, Al. He's got 1 foul between him and back on the bench.
I know, and you figure good players, if they're disciplined a lot of times, they can play hard, but stay away from that good foul. There's Jake Stewart, little scoop shot, gets his own rebound. That was a nice play, big bucket for Kremlin Guilford.
The Laker contingent, the Honkers said, that's a travel. He threw it up and caught it himself.
Hugo Anderson doesn't go. Joey Stewart gets the rebound. So timeout, Kremlin Guilford. Head coach Charlie Robinson wants to talk it over with 2:42 to go. They've got a nice 5-point lead right now.
Well, they're going to take a full timeout. The score is 39-34 KG with 2 points.
State basketball game, Kremlin Guilford and Medicine Hat. KG up 39-34. We got 2:42 to go. KG has the ball, and maybe you get the feeling that head coach Charlie Robinson's telling them to take the air out of the ball and work the clock.
Well, we know that Plenty Coup is watching this ball game to see who they're going to play tomorrow morning, because in the first game Saturday morning, it's Plenty Coup against the loser of this game. The winner, of course, is in the championship game.
Right, there's Stewart, and in and out, but KG gets the rebound.
Stewart goes to the floor. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be KG.
2:30 left in this one. 5-point lead for Kremlin Guilford. It's Joey Stewart. And Jake putting up a wild shot in the lane.
And a hook shot.
I don't know if that's the shot that Coach Robinson wanted.
That was more intended, I think, to draw a foul than to draw iron.
Emerson Lake, that's Lund back in the game. Jensen's shot is blocked by Miller.
Jared Miller, the great grandnephew of the most valuable player on KG's 1960 state champions, Don Miller.
Wow. This shows that this thing carries over generation to generation.
It certainly does.
KG now 1:35 to go, and they're really working the clock. They're pulling the offense out.
It's almost a four-corner offense, double team and a foul.
Joey Stewart gets fouled by Hugo Anderson.
Here we go. You're going to see the effort to get the ball, and it's Hugo Anderson drawing his fourth foul. Two players now with 4 fouls.
And the first one in and out. Joey Stewart with 4 points on the night. 6-foot sophomore, younger brother of Jake. And he hits 1 of 2. So KG up now 40-34. Jensen with a long three isn't going to go.
I think what we're going to see is a belated call and we're going to get a 20-second timeout so we can talk about this. But Aaron Johansson jumped up to try to block the pass, and you'll.
All right, welcome back, and there's a good look at some Medicine Lake fans.
They're honking away.
That's got to be one of the all-time great nicknames in high school basketball. The Honkers, Medicine Lake up near the Canadian border there, north of Plentywood.
And what we are seeing as we get into the semifinals, as Stewart hits his first free throw, it's the teams from the northern part of the state and the northeastern part of the state who have made it to the semifinal round.
A lot of good basketball teams up there.
100 Class C high schools, and we're down to 4 in the semifinals. Tough road to the championship.
Well, it's got to be the toughest road. Oh, they blocked from behind, but they're going to call Stewart on that.
Well, the referee had his choice of the 2 Cougar stars, Jake Stewart or Chad Watson. Coach Robinson says, keep it under control, guys. We're up by 8. Don't foul. 66 seconds to play.
Last thing you want to see is your kids putting these.
Coach Mike White, defensive signals. I think we're going to see full court pressure defense on a main shot. Well, it doesn't happen.
Hanson misses it, but they get the rebound and look at the putback.
Jensen gets the basket. Somebody had from the Honkers had a hand in the net after the shot had come in, and the KG people said, "Oh, that's basket interference too."
Down low, and we're gonna have a foul as Joey Stewart gets hammered.
Jed Waller, number 10, is not a very big fellow, but he makes sure, he absolutely makes sure the ball is not going up. So Joey Stewart, the sophomore guard, gets 2 free throws.
A lot of these kids play football as well, dude, and if you're in a small school, you play everything.
Well, I think Jed Waller could be a good quarterback, or Coach Robinson hands in his pockets and looks better than it did early in the second half. They could be quarterbacks or DBs because that was a committed hit.
Definitely. Well, it's gonna score, make him earn it. KG up by 7 with 46 seconds to go.
Coach Robinson paces again. If you're leading the ball game, you don't want your team to foul. You stop the clock, you give the other guys a chance to score without burning any time. And 7 points with 46 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is the exact.
Derek Blunt has not scored since he came back in the ball game.
Sometimes you sit for a while and you get cold and you're not back into the flow, and it takes a little bit longer to get back into the action.
And he was into it before he picked up his 4th foul on that block charge.
One down with 13 points, and they're taking him out just for the moment. They're going to the full court press.
Well, it's also because they don't want to risk the foul on defense.
Right.
There's a quick foul. Right now, it's a 2-possession game. 5 points. Medicine Lake can score as much as 3 on a possession. So it's a potential 6 on 2 possessions in 2-possession games. Even if Miller makes this free throw or makes one of them, still a 2-possession game and 44 seconds is a lot of time.
It's a nice thing about the three-pointer because even if you give up a free throw or 2, you can still make ground. Miller has 5 points. Their lead back up to 6.
Lund is back in. Offense is coming his way. That's big because now it's a 3-possession game with a 7-point lead. Jensen takes the ball hard.
Nice move to the bucket by Jensen. 45-40.
Waller knew that his job was to take the foul, stop the clock, and Chad Watson. Here comes Josh Jensen. He takes the ball very hard. Watson steps aside enough so he doesn't pick up the blocking foul to turn it into a 3-point play.
Jensen, a real good-looking player. I know he's the top scorer for Medicine Lake, average of 23 in the year. He's got some nice tools. Watson hits them both. So the lead back up to 7 with 36 left in the game. Jensen
In and
shot
out.
Brendan Guilford gets the ball in. They wanted to make a substitution here for Medicine.
They wanted to get Lund out. Well, now they would put him back in, so...
It's academic. Waller gets another foul.
Probably his 4th.
Well, actually, they called that
Third
one on Jensen, his 3rd.
Well, we've got a timeout with 19 seconds. Younger brother Joey Stewart hits the free throw, and it's an 8-point lead now with 19 seconds to go. Watch the Hunkers bring the ball up court fast.
It's Jensen. Lund with an NBA three. It's 49-40, 11 ticks to go. And multiple substitutions. We're going to have another timeout by King.